Congratulations to Didier Klieft. Time for the B final for X30 Junior. Here's your starting grid. 21 competitors out of 57 didn't make it through to the A final, but they still have a chance for championship points. On the front row, Yuri Brugman and Cyril Grosjean round out your front row. Brugman will be starting on the right-hand side of the circuit on pole position. It's an all-rookie row two with Brian Benarens and Finn Albers representing Belgium and the Netherlands. Finn Rossen will be joined by Portugal's Jean Rodriguez. Lorenzo Notarigo and Maxime Linders round out row 4, completing your top 10. Will be Noah Potkins and Maurice Verkroes. Dennis Kovlovsky and Jason Nieveld will be on row 6. Mathis Ballet and Czesk Pedersen will be on row 7. Sasha Decay and Charlie Myers, row 8. Kiana Jolie Opthoff and Mathis Mouche will be on row 9. Completing the 21-strong grid will be Mathis Mouche, Shirt de Vries, Harry Myers and Austria's Emmanuel Drexel. After this, we will have a short intermission, as in no track activity. I know that the results have come through for all 21 qualifying heats for the seniors, so we'll find out who will be going through. Well, it's just actually landed, and all I'm going to say is, oh my goodness me, it was close in the ranking after heats, but I'll tell you all about it after this. So 14 minutes plus an additional lap. There are points on the board available, but not to the tune of what we would have with 80 points being the score that Didier Klieft just secured. But the drivers make their way in towards the tram lines off of turn number 14 here on the start-finish straight. Okay, let's get ready. Let's get steady into the tram lines. And off we go. It's going to be 14 minutes plus an additional lap. And a good start from Yuri Brugman. Oh, but a big incident, and someone's gone up and over another cart, hurtling backwards into the barriers on the left-hand side coming out of turn number 1. So that just goes to show how quickly in a karting event, if you're in the wrong place, wrong time, be prepared for experiencing the worst. So we'll find out who that is as everyone, and it was Maxime Linders, who did not break the timing beam and has lost about 6 to 7 seconds in that opening exchange, but has got going again. So well done to Maxime for getting back out on track. Meantime, Benarens has got past Grosjean for second position. Finn Rossen has got past on Finn Albers for P4. Maxime Linders up a place to 7th. Maurice Verkroes up to 8th, having started 10th. Lorenzo Notarigo drops 2 places, runs 9th ahead of Noah Potkins, who completes the top 10. And third is going to change as well. Second is going to change as well, because there's an almighty ding-dong battle between Finn Rossen, Brian Benarens, and Finn Albers. Change for second, could be on the cards here. Wheel to wheel and squeeze wide is Finn Rossen. And that was Finn Albers that got through. Rossen's going to lose not just 1, but 3 places, because Finn Albers has gotten through. I think maybe Jan Rodriguez might have also gotten through in the 119. Cyril Grosjean seems to be tumbling a little bit here, but with 12 minutes and 20 seconds plus an additional lap, that just goes to show how quickly things can change. You make the one wrong misstep, and all of a sudden, the floodgates open, the barn doors are swung wide, and the racing horses are escaping out of the proverbial stable. But Yuri Brugman is continuing to lead, battle for 6th position. And that will have been Maurice Verkroes through on Cyril Grosjean. Grosjean trying to counter-attack through into turn number 2. But Yuri Brugman is leading. Finn Albers up from 4th on the grid, now runs P2. New fastest lap of the race, 57.213, and is closing that gap. It was under half a second when we crossed the line to complete lap number 2. We're on lap 3 through into Chemin de Fer, and Albers is closing in on Brugman at the moment. Was over a 10.5 quicker through the opening sector.
Et on est parti pour la finale BX30 Junior, Alex. We are speeding up.
I know, we are speeding up.
Jordi Brugman en tête pour l'instant, le numéro 187 dans cette finale B. Donc, rappelons qu'il y a des points à prendre pour le championnat. Ce n'est pas seulement une finale pour l'honneur. 34 points pour le vainqueur, 33 points pour celui qui terminera deuxième. Et on change d'ailleurs du côté du leader, Jordi Brugman qui est parti à la faute au niveau du premier virage, surpris par l'attaque de Finn Albers. Finn Albers en tête, Jan Rodriguez et Brian Benaren sont tous les deux passés devant l'ancien leader Jordi Broekman. Coupable dès lors d'une petite erreur dans ce premier virage. Surpris, je pense surtout, par l'attaque.
Yep, so we're coming up to about 10 minutes and 40 seconds still to go on the timer. We'll make that 10.5 minutes, but Broekman doing a sterling job at the front end of the field, even though being only 89 thousandths of a second ahead of Finn Albers the last time they crossed the stripe. So more to the point, well, weather, what's it doing at the moment? 22 kilometers an hour southwesterly wind, 43% cloud cover, and 19 degrees Celsius, which is very much good conditions for racing. But Finn Albers looking for the move. However, Maurice Verkruijs has got through on Brian Benarens for that third position. Oh, and a touch. Oh, and a touch. Rodriguez on the back bumper of Albers going into turn number 2. Albers manages to gather it back up. Rodriguez was being a little bit forceful, but has got to be very, very careful. One wrong move from the Portuguese driver in second position, and that could be all she wrote. However, they go down turn 5 into Chemin de Fer. And it's for 5 carts for the race lead. Maurice Verkruijs, quickest overall, 56.606. Purple in sector number 1 by the number 139. The youngster from Belgium. And is running with MCK Racing on the Tony kart. So battles still to be decided as the drivers make their way across the line. Benarens looking for the move up the inside of Rodriguez through at turn 1. That was easy peasy. Lemon squeezy for the number 139 from Belgium getting through on the Portuguese driver, but they're a 3-way scrap. Rodriguez with Benarens and Rossen, and Benarens is looking up the inside going through turn 3, and the Portuguese driver's off and nearly into the wall. Rodriguez has literally hemorrhaged positions, I count at least 8. Oh my goodness. One move, you open the door, someone's going to fire it up the inside like that. And then if you're going through turn 3, we've seen that multiple times this weekend, that if you're on the outside of turn 3, someone fires it up the inside, you are that close to going in the wall. If your name's Bayati, you unfortunately did hit the wall. Lacroix hit the wall. It's a running theme that happens here at Mariembourg. If you're on the outside of turn 3, be prepared for the worst and just brace yourself just in case. However, 8.25 minutes to go. Albers is definitely having a battle with Verkruijs. Verkruijs, new race leader, turn 1, lap 7.
Allez, on a vu Rodriguez, Jan Rodriguez, le pilote portugais impliqué dans un contact au niveau du virage numéro 3, en tout cas obligé d'élargir la trajectoire. Il a perdu plusieurs positions. C'est désormais Maurice Verkruijs qui est en tête. Maurice Verkruijs qui était en 10e position sur la grille de départ, qui vient de prendre la tête de cette finale B devant Finn Albers, le rookie néerlandais. Finn Rossen est en 3e position. Et puis on a Brian Benarens et Jordi Broekman qui avait à un moment été leader avant de commettre une erreur au niveau du premier virage. La bagarre continue et elle bat son plein donc du côté de cette finale B. Là aussi, hein, on est là, on l'a dit, pas seulement pour l'honneur, mais pour aller chercher des points pour le championnat. 21 pilotes étaient sur la grille de départ de cette finale B. C'est-à-dire tous les pilotes qui n'étaient pas en finale A. Et c'est bien de le signaler, hein. D'ailleurs, vraiment, ils ont tous participé. Personne n'a décidé de renoncer, déçu peut-être, de ne pas être en finale A. Non, non, ils ont tous joué le jeu totalement avec Maurice Verkruijs. 7 tours accomplis. Il reste 7 minutes plus un tour. On est donc à la mi-course.
So, the winner of this race will get 38 championship points.
38 or 34?
30, no, because the, yeah, 38.
Okay,
so
sorry.
38, 36, 37, 35. So that's for the top 30. So 38 to 34 for first to fifth in this race. And then we go all the way down to 3 points for 72nd position, 80 for a win in the A final, 76 for second, 73 for third. And then 70 and 71 for fourth and fifth in the respective A finals. But Maurice Verkruijs is starting to pull away now ahead of Finn Albers. And we're past the halfway point. Fastest lap of the race, Cespedes from the Netherlands, so 56.420. Kozlowski from Germany in the 112 started 11th on the grid, now running P6. But it's Maurice Verkruijs who started from the outside of row 5. Shades of I think Didier Clift and Louis Bazire in that previous final. But things have come, started to get a little bit more calm underneath the surface, but they still might be paddling like ducks like heck underneath. We've got 21 drivers because it looks like Harry Myers after lap 6, and it looks like lap 7, has called time on the race. So 21st position, which will make it 57th. That'll net him 18 points in final B. So 20 runners and riders still going. The sunshine still beating from the blue skies, which are slightly grey at points. Denis Kozlowski, new fastest lap of the race, 56.332. And there's going to be a change here for second. Finn Rossen has come back flying. And now there's also Jordi Broekman. This could give Maurice Verkroijs the opportunity to pull away, but Jordi Broekman in that Fusion Motorsport car looks very, very racy indeed and could give the two a fright. There has been a change as Finn Rossen up to P2. Finn Albers nearly got accosted coming out of Chemin de Fer by Jordi Broekman, and now that's going to bring Benarens, Kozlowski, Pedersen. The top 7 last time across the line after lap 9 were covered by, 1.5 seconds. So lap 10, we go into double digits for the first time in this race. There is your top 7 drivers, and they're covered by 1.6 seconds. Then it's quite a big gap to Lorenzo Notarigo next time around, which is about the tune of 2.5 seconds is the differential. So that is not going to be easy for Notarigo to catch up. Meantime, Verkroijs is starting to pull away. Albers closing in on Rossen heading into Chemin de Fer. Might look to try and get that second place. And, Rossen bumps over the curbs going outside of Chemin de Fer. Does the business. Keeps the cart on the racing line. But more to the point, Jordi Broekman has got Kozlowski not too far behind. And then they've got Pedersen and Benarens rounding out the top 7. So the top 7 last time around, covered by about 1.6. And now it's a case of how far is that gap expanded to? Verkroijs now leads, it's 0.336. And Rossen, I think, has just been, Rossen's just been passed by Albers for P2. So Albers, the highest placed rookie in this race. They come out of turn number 3. Someone looks to have lost a little bit of ground coming out of turn 3. It's towards the back part of the top 7 as they come through 4 into the right at 5 on the run down to Chemin de Fer. And Verkroijs still leading the way as things stand, as we've got just under 3 minutes to go. And then that'll be it for Junior X30 until we return for round 2 at Mariembourg in just Mariembourg, Austricourt in France in 4 weeks' time. 2nd to the 4th of May, if I remember correctly. So, just a handful of laps to go here. So 2nd and 4th of May to 4th of May. So 2nd and 3rd of May, we'll be back in action with X30 Junior and Senior. And still, even with 2.5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap, the gap between the top 7 has not exceeded 2 seconds as of the last 3 to 4 laps. Pedersen's done the best job in terms of positional gains, up 10 spots and sets the new fastest lap of the race. And what's more, just goes purple in sector 1. Verkroijs is not out of the road, the weeds yet, but Albers, Rossen, Pedersen, they could all three of them spring a little bit of a surprise. But that depends on how hard they want to push in about the next minute and a half, because that's what it's going to. It might take that or a little bit more to get through on Maurice Verkroijs, who leads us onto the conclusion of lap 13. And Pedersen pulls the trigger up the inside on Finn Rossen. That's P3 for the Dutch driver from Fusion Motorsport, Benelux Progress Racing, one of the arms of the Fusion Motorsport family. And a return of serve from Finn Rossen. Can't get through at turn 3. So Verkroijs, Albers, Rossen, the top 3 making their way down into Chemin de Fer. Next time around, we should have, I think, Thomas, 2 laps remaining. But Maurice Verkroijs has done a solid job from 10th outside of row 5 and is on course for picking up a maximum 38 points.
38 points. Je corrige, j'avais dit 34, mais c'est bien 38 pour le vainqueur de la finale B au niveau du championnat. Merci Alex d'avoir vérifié. Donc 38 points en jeu. Maurice Verkreuz qui est en tête. Il est parti depuis la 10e position sur la grille de départ. Maurice Verkreuz. Et il est en mesure, il reste 2 tours. Il est en mesure peut-être d'aller chercher cette victoire face à Finn Albers. On a en 3e position, il était 14e sur la grille, Cesc Pieterse. Et puis, on va retrouver Finn Rossen, 4e, 5e place pour Denis Kozlowski, Jordi Broekman en 6e position, Brian Van Arens, Jour de Vries, Lorenzo Notagiro et Cyril Grosjean. On voit ici la lutte, notamment, c'est un peu plus calme, hein, on l'a dit à l'arrière. Ouais, quoique pour la 2e place, c'est chaud encore. Avec Cesc Pieterse qui a essayé de prendre la mesure, mais en fait c'est lui qui a perdu une place face à Finn Rossen. Et donc on a Finn Albers 2e, Finn Rossen 3e et Cesc Pieterse qui est retombé à la 4e position, 5e place pour Denis Kozlowski, le pilote qui roule sous licence allemande.
So, last lap of Junior
Dernier
X30
tour.
for this weekend until we see them this time. Wow.
Oh,
4
attention
weeks.
pour la 2e place, Alex.
This is going to be, could this be 2 for the price of 1? No, not quite. So Finn Albers loses out to Finn Rossen, and then Finn Albers loses out to Cesc Pieterse. So battle on for the last 2 places in the top 3. Kozlowski is catching them, the 1-1-2 from Germany. But it is going to be Maurice Verkreuz that is going to lead us into Chemin de Fer with a comfortable gap. That's going to be more than probably about a second. 8.5 tenths was the lead coming over the lap to start the 16th and final lap of this race. And, well, Maurice Verkreuz may be disappointed he didn't get into the A final, but it's going to be the 139 from Belgium that's going to come out of the final corner through into turns 13 and 14. Maurice Verkreuz, victorious in the B final by a country mile. Second, it's going to be Finn Rossen, and Cesc Pieterse by 63 thousandths of a second takes P3. Finn Albers, Denis Kozlowski, Jordi Broekman, Brian Benarens, Jour de Vries makes up 11 positions from 19th to finish in 8th. Lorenzo Notarigo and Cyril Grosjean round out your top 10. Jan Rodriguez, Noah Potkins, Maxime Linders, Mathis Ballet, Kiana Joly-Opthoff, Jason Nieveld, Charlie Myers, Matthias Musch, Sasha Decay, and Emmanuel Drexel round out your 20 finishers. Unfortunately, lap 7, sector number 3. Well, it was a case of Harry Myers, the 109 from Optima Performance, would end up pulling into pit lane. But that is the dust settled, and the sunset has very much come in for X30 Junior. But folks, don't touch that dial. We're not that far away from an absolute titanic battle. Coming up in just a few minutes' time, it's going to be X30 Senior, the A final. You don't want to miss this.